Welcome to the Novices session on using Google Docs with a little bit more of a nuanced application. As you can see, I have a document up. It's called the Harkness Discussion and Roundtable Guidelines. It's a strategy I use with my students frequently to encourage them to participate in engaging in discussion and taking responsibility for it rather than it being teacher-led. So we have our document, and I have, as you can see, a lot of text here, and I have headings and subheadings. We talked about them before. What we're going to do is we're going to create a header, firstly, and it's down here, and we're going to put the header in, and we're going to call it a Harkness Discussion. And that then means that it's there for each of the pages that come under. As you can see, it's over here. Now, I have 3 or 4 pages here. What I'd like to do is include a table of contents. I've already shown you how to ensure that you use titles and subtitles, headings, etc. So we're going to actually use them now in a slightly different way. Let me just go down here, and I'm going to insert a page break. Now what a page break will do is, where are we? There we are, page break. What I'm going to do is create a document that's going to be easily navigable. So by introducing a page break, I'm actually going to reduce that, and we're going to go up to the top, and we're going to create a table of contents. So I might put it in the center. We can see what it looks like. And I'm going to change the size of that font also because it's just a little bit too small, don't you think? Yeah, I think so too. And we're going to insert a table of contents. And I want the page numbers, so I'm going to choose this particular option. And now you can see that I have my my table of contents set up. So were I to want to go to the teacher's role, I can go to the hyperlink and it will take me directly to the teacher's role. Now this is particularly good for students. Obviously they need to be able to go up and down through a document in order to locate the information they need. And in a lengthy document that would be very much the case. But I'm also going to add a footer. Now you might wonder why, but what a footer does is it allows us to put information in, and I'm going to use a space between each piece. So I'm going to put the introduction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually need to remember what my headings were. Introduction, implications. Okay, introduction. So we can go back to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Implications. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A discussion. And we also have teacher's role. And so let me just make sure I got that down correctly, because obviously I need to have this discussion on roundtable guidelines. Okay, so, and then down the bottom, questions. I might actually center those because obviously they're not quite neat. And for each of these, I can actually hyperlink them. So that will give me an option. I go up to the hyperlink, insert link, and it will give me, no, it won't. That's a shame. Let me go back. So that was another example of having to recheck what you're doing. I am going to link the footer because obviously when you're in the contents page, you are able to click on the link and it will take you to that. But you can't get back up through the document, so unless you scroll. So what we're going to do is actually hyperlink in the footer. And if you notice, we go to hyperlink, we go to the link. Down here it says headings and bookmarks. Click on that. And introductions, I would put, actually I don't think I've got the heading introductions, have I? So let's have a look at implications and put implications in. And now we go to implications, going to headings, going to implications, going to a discussion, going down here again, there we go, teacher's role, headings and bookmarks again, teacher's role, guidelines, up again, there we go, the Harkness discussion guidelines. And what I would like to do is make this into a shareable document so that my students are able to write their questions in, which I think is really important. As we can see, I haven't actually we have got an introduction. That's really interesting. I probably need to insert a bookmark there. So how about we do that? And then I go back to the introduction. By double clicking, I can get into my footer again. And I'm going to go to link. And I'm going to go to introduction. I'll make sure it's the same one, mind you. No, it was there. Good. And then that's sorted. So if I was to go to questions, I should be able to click on questions. Maybe I'm still in the options. Right. I can go to questions. It will take me to the end of the document. If I choose to go to guidelines, go down to the Harkness discussion guidelines, it takes me to the guidelines. So those are useful tools. Another thing I can also do if I choose is to insert a table. And whilst it's not necessarily appropriate for this particular document, it is something that can be used as a key. So I might decide to make a color key and have students think about facts and opinions, okay? And have them highlight. And if I choose to, in order to fill this space, I can go up here and choose a color for highlighting. And opinions, I can do the same and choose a different color. And then my students, when we have the summary, we can actually look at what the outcomes were of the discussion. I also want to insert, probably a bit further up, an image. And that's very easy. All I need to do down here is go to insert. And I'm going to take a drawing that I made in my drive. It should pop up for me. of a Harkness discussion. Okay, it's not in that one. I'll go out of there and I will insert it as a picture because I know I've got it as an image. Okay, and it's coming from my drive. And I have both a photograph and that I can include because that shows what the Harkness discussion looks like. And I also have, if we can find it, going back to Drive, I've also got one that I made using the Google Draw. And the wonderful thing about Google Draw is you can adapt and play and work wonderfully. I am actually going to copy this one because that's another option, of course. And again, the idea is you put the names of the students around the outside and, oops, daisy, I'm just going to copy that. Control C otherwise. I'm going to take it back to my, is that the right one? No, it's not. Harkness, there we go. Where are we? There we are. Right, so we go there. What I do is I get my students to write their, to read the books, discuss them, and then they have to participate in this conversation, which is a fabulous way to go because what it does is it means that I am actually monitoring not only what they're doing and how much they contribute to the conversation, but we also find by noting down all of the themes, all of the links, and the way that the conversation actually generates more ideas. And it's a very good way for students to understand how they are benefiting from one another because learning is so much more effective when it's shared. And so those are a number of different clues I've given you so far. You have learned about inserting a table of contents, inserting an image. You've learned about adding a footnote that can navigate you around the document and how to add bookmarks and page breaks. So, thank you very much.